Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Lab TV. My name's Chris. I'm a coach and sports therapist, and it is the day before Ironman 70.3 Swansea. I am standing out in this glorious heat. It is absolutely roasting. Far hotter than yesterday. Certainly feels like it at the moment. Anyway, I'm on my way to transition to meet one of my athletes to drop off my bags. Now you'll notice that I don't have my bike with me, and it's because I'm gonna come back later when it's a little bit cooler, hopefully, and drop my bike off. One thing it's really important to know is to release a bit of pressure out your tyres so you can allow for the heat expansion within those tyres. So many valves and tyres get blown because of they get put in to transition with a full kind of bike pump, and with their tyres fully pumped up, and then literally off they go. Heat expands the tyres, and then unfortunately they blow. It happened to me the very first Ironman Swansea and my rear tyre, which is why I'm telling you this. Make sure you deflate a bit of your tyre and then get to transition earlier in the morning to then pump those tyres up. I'm lucky enough that I'm literally staying right at the end of that street, and transition is literally just by there. So Premier Inn, if you're interested, cheap and cheerful, and it just makes life easy, right? Especially in the morning. I'm gonna bring my own pump tomorrow morning, get here, pump it up, go back to the hotel, drop it off, and then come back and kind of chill out. But yeah, it's a scorcher. It's absolutely incredible down here. The vibe is real. I'm here with the legend Dan Casey and Linda Murray. So if you want, give them a little follow on their Instagram. I'll chuck up their pictures now. And then, yeah, literally I will film today as much as possible. I will then chuck it up later tonight, just like I did yesterday's video. So look out for those. And then tomorrow I've got my partner filming the race. She's an expert kind of supporter right now, you know, so shout out to you. I love you massively, and thanks for everything. Yeah, she'll be getting you some great race footage of the pros, of all of the athletes, myself included, and then I'll be editing that later tomorrow afternoon, and then chucking up a race feedback video, you know, on the Monday, just showcasing all my thoughts, how I found the race, and so on and so forth. If you're interested, by all means, check that out. And if you want to, and this stuff interests you, then please hit that subscribe button, become a part of the community, and enjoy the content. All right, but enjoy this video. If you are racing, good luck. And I wish you nothing but the best for this race. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you again soon, okay? Take care, enjoy. Hey everybody.
So if you sort your bags out first,
yeah.
If you exit down the far end,
yeah.
Get your timing chip on the way out.
All right, amazing, mate. Thank you. So 609 is the number, and gotta currently find it. So always recommend taking your time when you come into transition to find your numbers. Might even be on the other side. Oh no, here I am. 609, yeah, just by here. So yeah, take your time in transition, purely because as you can see, just by my own demonstration, it is a bit of a minefield, and yeah, it's about kind of going, right, okay, if I'm coming through the far end door down there, I'm running through roughly how many benches towards the end am I, which side am I, taking your time to kind of calm it down so you know roughly where you are. And because right now this is empty, but tomorrow morning this is going to be rammed, and you're going to have a ton of athletes in here. Tomorrow when you're racing, you've got tunnel vision, and again it's round, you're kind of coming through 100 miles an hour, your brain is going 100 miles an hour. So knowing those things and understanding those things, just so you can calm it down a little and take your time, is everything. But notice how we've got the brown carpet, okay, that absolutely rips apart your feet, and this little ruby transition zone for the pros with a nice velvet carpet, you know, and the pro numbers all along here. It's wild, isn't it? How the other half live. But yeah, I'm gonna drop this off, then I'm gonna go down there and get my timing chip. I'm gonna stick that on my left ankle straight away, because I had a nightmare years ago where I left it back in the campsite I was staying in, and my partner had to run back and get it whilst I kind of got ready for transition and stuff in the morning of the race. So now, from now on, I always wear my timing chip from the moment I get it to the moment I finish the race. So naturally, do what you got to do, but I highly recommend you just chuck it on and then leave it there, because the last thing you want to do is add to that stress. But yeah, it's exciting. It's a wicked vibe. It's really chilled, and yeah, just taking my time, naturally hooking this on, and then, like I said earlier, just gonna pop the bike in. There we go, job done. I'm gonna pop the bike in later. Here he is. You're on YouTube. How are we doing? This is Aidan, one of the guys that looks after this area. Absolute legend, nicest guy in the world. Was lucky enough to train him last year for one of his Ironman Venice. Yeah, super nice. I'm gonna go get my timing chip, and then I'll show you over by the swim. All right, see you in a bit.
Billy, say bye.
So here we are at the iconic Ironman 70.3 Swansea swim, and yeah, literally they've got the archways blown up, as you can see, just by here. All the buoys are out, just like I said they would be last night, and yeah, they're just finalising the yellow buoys in the middle, which are kind of like spaced out every 100 metres. Which, to be honest, racing Cardiff this year is something that more races should do. It makes sighting a million times easier, especially in somewhere like Cardiff Bay, where there's other buoys out for the traffic of the barrage, and the fact that you've got orange buoys which symbolise turning, you know, just by here, got just up by there, and then these yellow buoys spaced out in between the big long straights, just to help with sighting and help. I think honestly Ironman have got it the best format, you know, best certainly I've seen. And then you'll have just out further out here, traditionally, a few Roca kind of cone versions as well, like, you know, just for that. But yeah, it's getting more real and it's getting more exciting, I find, you know. But then along this walkway is where these barriers will be pulled out, and then the swimmers will time themselves at the 40 minute, the 50 minute, 60 minute, and then we'll all walk down here, all head to that point. You'll loop back around and then come back onto the buoy, and then you'll end up, the furthest one, or the closest one to us, is where the swim start is. You'll head out towards that orange buoy there, and around this little island, and then you'll come back in where that yellow buoy is, and you'll swim to the furthest kind of archway, and then you're up there, kind of round the corner, and that's where those yellow bag drop-offs are. Okay, so yeah, it is looking incredible. This water is looking amazing. For those who love water, for me, I'm happiest in water. Doesn't necessarily make me the fastest, I will say that, but happiest in water, and it just looks so inviting, especially with you've got kids jumping off and doing somersaults and having a good time, like, and everything. But yeah, what an incredible swim start, you know. Feeling super lucky and super privileged to be able to do this, like, you know. And one thing that's really cool about this race is, and actually, you've got the walkway that's like elevated by probably 8 feet. This entire walkway, all the way around, even as far as the furthest buoy, is rammed like people deep, like 2-3 layers, kind of like a pub bar or whatever, just queued up, celebrating, cheering. You've got the music from the sound system down here just pumping, especially when they drop the national anthem, and especially when they drop AC/DC, you know, Thunderstruck, and it just does things, doesn't it? You know, it just gets you ready, gets you pumped. So super excited, mate, super excited. I hope you have an incredible race day, and when you're here, focus on your breathing. If you haven't already, check out the kind of pre-race anxiety tips video that I've done this week. Check that out because it will help calm you down. Focus on, if you're queuing up and there's already people in the water, like the pros, for example, right? Notice where they're going, how they're positioning themselves, you know. Take your time, you know. If you do have a bit of a moment, take the moment, have a breathe through your nose, right? 2 nasal breaths, right? Within a 4-second period will help calm you down and take yourself out of that fight or flight system and into that parasympathetic system that is that calming system. So it really does help calm you down. And then give yourself a job to do, you know. Focus on counting your strokes, focus on getting to the first buoy, and then just do 1 buoy at a time, you know. Take your time. By the time you get to that big straight along the wall up to there, you're calm, you know. And I tell myself, and I tell my athletes, this little section where it's first buoy, second buoy, third buoy, fourth buoy, right? Up until that point, that's the warm-up, you know. You're allowed to feel rubbish. You're allowed to feel a bit kind of tight in my shoulders, for example. So for me, I get really tight shoulders. So that first section, I'm like, right, the reality is I'll probably feel good on this section here, right? But I give myself those 2 extra buoys just so I can go, right, okay, if you don't feel good for whatever reason, that's fine. You're not meant to, because it's a warm-up, you know, you're just getting into it. Just like your warm-ups in the pool, your warm-ups on the bike, your warm-ups on a run, you know, you're waking your body up. And typically we're stood here in a wetsuit, stood still like penguins, you know, shuffling along while we're all getting nervous and all the rest of it, when reality is, when we're normally swimming or just before, we're warming up, we might wave our arms around, we might do a few squats, we might open up our legs and hips and stuff. So don't be afraid to do that whilst you're in the queue. I certainly will. So if you see me, I'm definitely going to be doing it. And yeah, take your time, get yourself ready, you know, and then just understand that every single one of us, including myself, and I've done this for 10 years, right, is going to be nervous. Nerves are a good thing. You know, lean into it, you know. Don't psych yourself out and tell yourself you don't deserve to be here, because you do, right? Know that and take pride in that. You've done the training. Think about all the things, all the crazy moments you had to overcome to get to this point. Remind yourself of those moments and tell yourself, if I can do that and get over that, then I can do this. And then all it is, right? I mean this in a nice way, all it is just a swim, it's just a bike, and it's just a run. Treat each section as its own, and then break down each section as much as you possibly can, so it's tiny steps on a staircase as opposed to giant climbs going from one floor to another, okay? Hope that helps in some way, because honestly I mean it. And if you see me tomorrow morning, come over and say hello. If you're struggling, you feel a little bit anxious, come and have a chat, you know. I'll do my absolute best to calm you down, okay? But have an incredible one, you know, and just like these kids, you know, have fun, all right? I'll chat to you in a bit, all right? If you need me, give me a shout, all right? See you in a bit. So check out the difference between what the pros get and what us mere mortals get. This is the first race that I've been to that is a pro series, so seeing little things like this, little details, seeing some of the pro bikes, you know, they're just incredible. Like if you're a fan of the sport, like I am, it's this the stuff that gets me excited. I don't know about you, let me know. But yeah, super excited that one, this is going to be televised on kind of live on YouTube, which I think is awesome for Welsh triathlon in general, but also certainly being a Welsh lad makes me excited. Are those your shoes?
Huh?
Are they got the same shoes as you?
No, they're the Thai version. But,
Yeah, similar.
Similar, yeah. They're late.
Really nice. We're gonna have to get some white shoes. It looks faster.
You got white ones?
Yeah. But yeah, it's little things like this, like seeing the gear, seeing the setup and all the rest of it, and just aspiring that one day I'm going to have the money to be able to invest in this type of stuff. But yeah, incredible. Queue is as long as can be. I'm going to be waiting until kind of 3:30 to be coming down here, just so it closes at 4, just so I can get my bike in right literally at the last minute. But it's absolutely baking. We're going to grab a coffee and sit in the shade, and yeah, but exciting stuff. Really excited about this race, and really excited to see the pros in the swim and the pros run in whilst I come in on a bike. To say it politely, you know, because other than that, I'm going to be watching the video on YouTube back and going from there. Should we go this way?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And yeah, but crazy queue. The only good queue is this one here, where you get priority if you're an all-world athlete or if you're part of a Nevada kind of athlete group, if you will. But yeah, so costs more money, but it might be something you're interested in. But yeah, other than that, gonna head to the village, change over Linda's volunteering top, and then grab a coffee and enjoy the rest of the day. But hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you're finding some of the tips useful. Keep watching. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button, and I shall speak to you in a bit. Take care. Hello, so it is 3:20. Like myself, like many others, we've got the bike in. I am 6:09, so for me, I will be coming in around this way, all the way to the end toilet, and then coming in just by here. I think I'm row H, if I believe, and yeah, bike is all done. I've deflated the tyres to give a bit of give. Obviously, they're not flat, but I say roughly take out 20-25%, you know, just to allow for that heat exchange, because it is boiling hot. It is a very, very hot day. But yeah, we've got Dan Casey doing the same just down by there. A few of the guys came in earlier and so on. But yeah, really, really great vibe. Everyone's just chilling out. Everyone's taking it super easy and just super friendly, you know. It's the one thing I love about triathlon, is that everyone is generally super, super friendly. How you feeling, Dan? You okay?
I'm alright, mate. Everyone? Yeah, alright. Just
Yeah? Bike all set up?
bike all set up, tyres deflated, so...
Feeling confident? Feeling
so,
good?
mate, yeah.
Nice spot for you?
Yeah, it could be a lot worse, mate. The worst bit about you, I find, is the running.
Yeah.
Just coming in from obviously it's a long way to come
Yeah,
in. But,
absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it, mate. Should be a good day.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm going to show you the pro setup with a few more bikes there. But yeah, literally totally agree with Dan. Coming in and taking that long walk that everyone else is walking right now, all the way to the end, following it all the way around. The good thing for me and Dan, I feel, is literally we're just running to the end toilet and then straight in, which is quite nice. So it's one thing that I really focus on, is the external stuff, is like where are we in regards to overall transition. So because as you can see, it's just a sea of bikes, you know. It's a very expensive sea of bikes, you know. You got absolutely stunning bikes, you know, here, like beautiful wheels, as you can see, you know, just incredible. It's a triathlete's dream, you know. But yeah, one thing I do is kind of like how many rows in, and it's obviously easier with the signage that we have nowadays, right? It used to be just numbers on the board, and you'd just be like, shit, what number am I? And you'd have to work it out. Whereas now it's a little bit easier, but this is the beautiful pro triathlon kind of group, if you will. And yeah, absolutely incredible. But that is where they'll be running to, and then literally jumping straight out. So yeah, insane. But yeah, excited. Gonna literally grab a cool little photo for the Instagram, maybe. Bear with me. Here we go. And yeah, so literally this is what I've just taken a photo of. Just coming running down, and off they go. Meanwhile, I'll still be in a swim, you know, which is insane, isn't it? But yeah, it's crazy to think that like by the time they're gone, we'll be getting out.
I know, it's,
which is yeah, it's just phenomenal. But it just shows the caliber of athletes. The female German pro at the kind of pro briefing, if you will, or pro conference, or whatever the technical term is. She was on about running at a free 15-kilometer pace, which is insane. Could probably run at that pace for a kilometer, giving it everything. I think my best for a single kilometer was like 3:12 at one point. So yeah, running a half marathon on a half Ironman at 3:15 is insane. You know, one day maybe. But yeah, everyone's kind of dying down now. Like, you know, everyone's kind of like just trying to get out of the sun, really. Like, you know, and rehydrate because, like I said, similar to yesterday, mate, sweaty t-shirt going on. So naturally, getting those electrolytes in, getting those salts in, it's going to be super key for all of us triathletes, you know, and a good decent meal before a nice early night. But yeah, I'm excited. How are you feeling?
yeah, excited, mate. Yeah, looking forward to it. Just want to get started now, I think, mate. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the.
Guess to that point, that is. Yeah. No. Literally, a bird just shit in front of us. So super lucky already. So sorry for a good weekend. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the weekend, guys. I hope you enjoy this video. If you can, hit that subscribe button, and if you have any questions about today leading into tomorrow, I'm going to get this video up as quickly as I possibly can, and so you guys can watch it, get some reassurance, and just know that in the morning you have time to change things in transition. So yeah, by all means, right? But I shall see you again soon. Take care.